afternoon. I want to welcome everyone to a little bit of a windy but a very nice afternoon here along Gilman Springs Road. My name is Juan Perez. I'm the Director of Transportation and Land Management for Riverside County. I want to thank you all for taking a few minutes out of your day to come out and celebrate an important happening, which is the end of construction of one of several phases of work that we're doing along Gilman Springs Road. I want to first of all introduce our dignitaries here today. First of all, representing the 3rd District, Supervisor Jeff Stone. And representing the 5th District, Supervisor Marion Ashley. Field Representative for Assemblyman Brian Estandi, Alan Dents. Mayor of the City of San Jacinto, Alonso Ledesma. And also from the City of San Jacinto, Council Member Crystal Ruiz. And we have representing the City of Moreno Valley, Council Member Richard Stewart. So it's my pleasure again to have you all be here today and listen to some remarks from our speakers. I want to call up for the presentation of colors and to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Commander Gregory Peck. And the presentation of colors will be done by the Canyon Springs High School Air Force Junior Reserve Training Corps. Thank you, Commander.
Please stand and place your right hand over your heart.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
Let's give the color guard another hand, please. So it's my pleasure first to introduce Supervisor Marion Ashley, representing the 5th District and this area where we're located here today. I'm sure he can tell you some stories about Gilman Springs Road over the years and how the road has changed. It's a very key artery, not only serving Moreno Valley, but Hemet, San Jacinto, and points beyond. So Supervisor Ashley.
It's good to be here. You always have the youngest guy lead off, you know, it's not the youngest and the fastest. Well, 0 for 2. Okay, a little bit about the road, then I'd like to make some personal observations about this road. This project's very important to all its partners. It's the cities of Moreno Valley and San Jacinto, Caltrans, and the County of Riverside. They all work together to bring these much-needed improvements to a reality. I'm very pleased to see that Phase 2 of this project has been completed. These improvements include curve realignments, shoulder widening, addition of a passing lane and a left turn pocket, and pavement rehabilitation. And pavement rehabilitation, that means I'm not going to have the young. Every time I see anybody from the dairy down here, at the end of the Gilman Springs Road, they say, "Won't you do something about that interchange there at Alessandro? You know, we almost had a wreck there today." Every time I hear it, every single time, I think Jeff did too. This road is used by about 14,000 cars a day, and it carries commuters, students, and visitors headed to community colleges and universities and the Saboba Casino. A very worthwhile investment to facilitate the economic activities in this valley. And I was thinking here, I've been this road, this Gilman Springs Road, I've been driving that road for 62 years. I'm 78 years old. So 60. Actually, if Captain Peck wasn't here, I admit I've actually been driving since I was 14, 15 years old. Can't go back that far home. But this was a really fertile farming area then. And at that time, the Frank Mott, the Mott family, farmers, they owned about 7,000 acres in this Air Valley and Paris Valley at one time. Frank, they divided their properties, and Frank ended up with all this acreage out here. And he grew onions. And my father had a trucking company that hauled those onions. And guess what? As his teenage son, as I was in charge of recruiting a crew and loading those onions on a truck. 800 of them per truck. And we'd load anywhere from 2 or 3 to 5 or 6 of those trucks a day. And none of us weighed over 125, 30 pounds. And we did that. We didn't know that was hard. But what I remember is how, this road was dangerous then. And in the winter, if it would rain, the water would come onto the road and put some of the houses down here underwater. And of course, shut the road down, or at least part of the road down. And you'd have to veer over another lane, and you're coming out of their car. This is a very dangerous road, but it's as dangerous as it is. It's also a very important road. This is the artery. People are coming across here, not just going to Riverside, but going on Redlands Avenue over into the San Bernardino Valley to jobs. And this road has a real long reach. And so I've had pleasant memories of driving around on this road when I was younger. I've still got those pleasant memories, but now I can drive safer. So again, I want to finish by thanking all our partners for your role in this important project. Now I'd like to ask my colleague and friend, Supervisor Jeff Stone, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Supervisor Ashley. It's always very special to partner with Supervisor Ashley on projects in Riverside County, and appreciate all of his years of wisdom. He talks about driving this road for 60 plus years. That was before I was born. So, yes. So, but he has the wisdom of being here, and one thing that I admire about Supervisor Ashley is he really brings a historical perspective on many things that happen in this county, because he grew up in this county from his birth all the way to here we are today, and he has the history of not only this project but many others, even including many that are in my district, and it's always nice hearing the stories. One of these days you have to hear the basketball stories at Paris High School. He's quite a basketball star one day. But this has been really a remarkable week for the County of Riverside. This is actually the third event that I've been to. The first was in the desert. We started the Fred Waring project. I saw Juan Perez there. And then we were, was it yesterday or the day before, we were at the groundbreaking of the $1.5 billion 91 freeway expansion project, probably the largest project that this county has ever seen, and maybe one of the largest public works projects in the state of California. And then here we are today with the Gilman Springs Improvement Project that is not finished. We've only just begun. And Supervisor Ashley talked about Phase 2 that's in the 5th District. Phase 1 has also been completed, and that's State Route 79 to Saboba Road. It's about 2.15 miles of rehabilitated road. It started construction in July of 2013 and ended on August 4th, 2013. So I appreciate the speed that the contractor worked, because we know that when we have road construction, we have traffic issues. In fact, we even closed parts of Gilman Springs Road, as you know, which is an important artery to the San Jacinto Valley, which I'll speak about in a second. The cost of that part of the project was $1.5 million. And the scope of the project included pavement grinding and overlay, rolled curb, median curb, and safety enhancements, including centerline rumble strips between Saboba Road and State Route 79, and median delineators and rumble strips across the westbound lanes of Saboba Road. I'm sure that our friends at the Highway Patrol that are here today can attest that there have been some terrible accidents on Gilman Springs Road, either through people not paying attention while they're texting and driving, or inclement weather, whether it be flooding, fog, and so these safety improvements I think are going to go a long way in helping save lives. And then we can look forward now to phase 3, which will include roadway alignment from West Sublette Road to Saboba Road and a traffic signal improvement at Gilman Springs Road and Saboba Road, which is dramatically needed. But for my friends from the San Jacinto Valley, we commonly refer to the valley as the cul-de-sac, and that really is the rate limiting step to really lowering unemployment and bringing jobs to the San Jacinto Valley, which is rich in history. Many of you don't know this, but San Jacinto, I believe, was once considered to be the county seat at one time. It's one of the oldest cities. They just celebrated their 125th anniversary. And here we have this beautiful view looking into the valley. And until we are fortunate enough to get the Mid-County Parkway under construction, this is going to be one of the main arteries, including 79, for people to visit the beautiful San Jacinto Valley, and hopefully where we can nurture jobs and reduce our unemployment numbers. And so I pledge my partnership with the City of San Jacinto. The mayor's here today. Where's the mayor? Ledesma, or the new mayor, and the vice mayor, Ruiz. And we work cooperatively, and we're going to be championing more improvements to Gilman Hot Springs Road. We're going to be championing the Mid-County Parkway so that we can improve ingress and egress to the valley, and more importantly than anything, make these roads safe so we don't have any loss of life on these well-traveled highways. So I want to thank you all for being here today. Riverside County is a very fortunate county because our citizens have made transportation a priority. They have authorized a special tax called Measure A that the Riverside County Transportation Commission disperses, and we also have a fee that the WRCOG organization collects called the TUMP fee. So we're called a self-help county, and we shouldn't take it for granted that our citizens have given us this generous contribution for infrastructure, because not all counties have a sales tax dedicated to roads and bridges and infrastructure. Ventura County, as an example, has tried on numerous occasions, but the citizens there don't support it. And in order to get matching grants at the federal and state government, you got to show that you got some skin in the game. And Riverside County has got skin in the game, and that's why we see billions of dollars of projects going all the way from Blythe all the way to Riverside. And so in the next few years, we're going to continue to see many more of these groundbreakings, either to initiate projects or to celebrate the completion of projects. And these billions of dollars in projects create a lot of construction jobs. Just for the 91 alone, 17,000 jobs. And I think you'll all agree with me, we need those jobs right away. So I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a very healthy and happy New Year, and that we should be very successful next year in doing more of these ribbon cuttings to starting projects and finishing projects and moving the County of Riverside forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. Gilman Springs Road kind of meanders between the jurisdiction of the unincorporated county for most of it, but also portions in the city of Moreno Valley. And we appreciate Councilman Richard Stewart being here today. Moreno Valley was a funding partner for a portion of this project, and we thank them for working with the county to be able to get this done in one shot. And Councilman, would you like to make a few comments, please?
Well, I'm not going to repeat the things that were already said, because a lot of that are on my cheat sheet. There's one thing, though, that, and I know I was sort of half joking with the captain over here about the CHP and the city, jostling over who takes the accident and who's responsible for the statistics, because we had one where the crash occurred in the county area and the body ended up in the Moreno Valley area. So is that going to count against your Right. See what I mean? But my staff gave me some numbers, and I don't know if these are just the Moreno Valley portion or not, but this particular area right here, well, it's been on our capital improvement plan for some time, but in the last 5 years, we show 38 traffic collisions along the roadway with more than 40 people injured and 5 fatals. 5 people lost their lives over here. And, the essence of traffic safety, there's the 3 E's that everybody knows about. One of them is the education, which I saw coming in from 79 because that flashing sign told me I was going 52. There is the enforcement, and we can see that today. I saw that also down the road. And then there's the engineering. And it's a partnership of those three things. And the engineering is what we're here for today. The engineering in making the road better, in the striping of the road, in the sight distance, and the grading, and the edges. Because as you know, the edges of this road have been crumbling, and if you drive it along and you don't see it, all of a sudden your tires hit some rough spots, and you swerve that car across, and you hit Grandma Moses coming the other way. My wife now works strictly, does her hospital work at Riverside Community, but for many years she worked in Hemet with Dr. Agarwal, the cardiologist. And she drove this road every single day in the morning and every single night. And I just prayed and prayed, because I'm not worried about her driving, because she drives like my grandma did. I'm worried about the young guy coming in who just been having a party time and has had 10 beers, or somebody who's texting and crosses that line. And so having a road that is safer is going to help all of our families, all of our residents, and all of our citizens be safer. It really is. But the important thing about this isn't the fact that we did it. We've got our city traffic engineer Eric Lewis is here, and Prem Kumar from Public Works section. The cooperation. Cooperation. If you don't cooperate, the county and Caltrans and the city of Moreno Valley working together, we can get a lot of things done. As we used to say, cooperate and graduate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Councilman. I want to take just a quick minute to thank our contractor on this job, Griffith Company. We have a representative from Griffith here today. Thank you, gentlemen. And also for sponsoring today's event. Griffith really got in and out. We had to set a very tight window for them to be able to close the road, because it is relied on by so many people. And they did a tremendous job being able to meet a tight time frame. I also want to acknowledge a couple of other folks that were very instrumental. Our project manager at the Transportation Department, Cindy Washi. And our lead inspector, Alec Izagiri. Alec, thank you. So with that, we are not going to go stand in the middle of Gilman Springs Road, but we will, right here, coming into it in Alessandro, we'll have a nice shiny bit of new pavement. We can cut a ribbon there. So if you'd like to join us for a ribbon cutting there, please.